start our session by offering our prayers. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vikasa Swami Nityananda Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nityananda Namaste Saraswati Deve Guruvani Pracharya Vishesha Shunyavadi Bhashya Desh Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Agam Karati Vachalam Mangalam Gayatri Yat Kripata Mahavande Shri Guruvin Taranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Guruve Gaurachandra Radhikaya Tadhare Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha Bhageshaya Sivadane Lakshmi Yasyastyasya Hridaya Samritam Yonta Pravisham Machu Mahapasuttam Sanjeeva Yatya Kila Shakti Dharasana Nyam Shastra Charan Shrivat Puradi निज गुरु हरिवान्या कृष्ण चित्तो विचिंतो परिवृत्त पितृगेहा बंद संसार रूपा भजन स्काल दो मंजियन संस विश्व विजय दिपास भक्ति गुरु वे देंद्रहा Hare Krishna. So we are continuing to read from the book The Mood and Mission of Srila Prabhupada by His Holiness Bhakti Swami Maharaj. We are in page number 270 in the chapter called Goals and Strategies. In the section Manifesto of the Krishna Consciousness Movement based on Srimad Bhagavatam. Manifesto of the Krishna Consciousness Movement based on Srimad Bhagavatam. In the early 1960s, sitting alone in his room at the Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan, before venturing overseas, Srila Prabhupada diligently done translations and purports to the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therein, from the very preface, he outlined what amounts to a virtual manifesto of his mission and how it could be fulfilled, all based on the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam. We must know the present need of human society. And what is that need? Human society is no longer bounded by geographical limits to particular countries or communities. Human society is broader than in the Middle Ages, and the world tendency is toward one state or one humanity, one society. The ideals of spiritual communism, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, are based more or less on the oneness of the entire human society, nay, of the entire energy of living beings. The need is felt by great thinkers to make this a successful ideology. Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this need in human society. It begins, therefore, with the aphorism of Vedanta philosophy, Janmadhyasya Yataha, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 1, Text 1, to establish the ideal of a common cause. Human society at the present moment is not in the darkness of oblivion. It has made rapid progress in the field of material comforts, education, and economic development throughout the entire world. But there is a pinprick somewhere in the social body at large, and therefore there are large-scale quarrels, even over less important issues. There is need of a clue as to how humanity can become one in peace, friendship, and prosperity with a common cause. Srimad Bhagavatam will fill this need, for it is a cultural presentation for the re-spiritualization of the entire human society to change the demonic phase of society. Disparity in human society is due to lack of principles in a godless civilization. There is God, or the Almighty One, from whom everything emanates, by whom everything is maintained, and in whom everything is merged to rest. Material science has tried to find the ultimate source of creation very insufficiently. But it is a fact that there is one ultimate source of everything that be. This ultimate source is explained rationally and authoritatively in the beautiful Bhagavatam or Srimad. 977 reference from Srimad Bhagavatam. Elaborating on this theme in his purport to the Tadvag Visargaha verse, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 11, Srila Prabhupada further revealed much of his mood as he envisaged a worldwide mission based on Srimad Bhagavatam. Extracts from that purport. By broadcasting the holy name and fame of the Supreme Lord, the polluted atmosphere of the world will change. And as a result of propagating the transcendental literatures like Srimad Bhagavatam, people will become sane in their transactions. Due to the age of quarrel, Kali, there is always a chance of quarrel on slight provocation. This is due not to the issue in question, but to the polluted atmosphere of this age. Systematically, there is a propaganda by a section of people to stop glorification of the name and fame of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, there is a great need for disseminating the message of Srimad Bhagavatam all over the world. It is the duty of every responsible Indian to broadcast the transcendental message of Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the world to do all the supermost good as well as to bring about the desired peace in the world. Because India has failed in her duty by neglecting this responsible work, there is so much quarrel and trouble all over the world. We are confident that if the transcendental message of Srimad Bhagavatam is received only by the leading men of the world, certainly there will be a change of heart, and naturally the people in general will follow them. The mass of people in general are tools in the hands of the modern politicians and leaders of the people. If there is a change of heart of the leaders only, certainly there will be a radical change in the atmosphere of the people. We know that our honest attempt to present this great literature, conveying transcendental messages for reviving the God consciousness of the people in general and re-spiritualizing the world atmosphere is fraught with many difficulties. Our presenting this matter in adequate language, especially a foreign language, will certainly fail, and there will be so many literary discrepancies despite our honest attempt to present in the proper way. But we are sure that with all our faults in this connection, the seriousness of the subject matter will be taken into consideration, and the leaders of society will still accept this due to its being an honest attempt to glorify the Almighty God. When there is fire in the house, the inmates of the house go to help from the neighbors who may be foreigners, and yet, without knowing the language, the victims of the fire express themselves, and the neighbors understand the need, even though not expressed in the same language. The same spirit of cooperation is needed to broadcast this transcendental message of the Srimad Bhagavatam throughout the polluted atmosphere of the world. After all, it is a technical science of spiritual values, and thus we are concerned with the techniques, not with the language. If the techniques of this great literature are understood by the people of the world, there will be success. When there are too many materialistic activities by the people in general all over the world, there is no wonder that a person or a nation attacks another person or nation on slight provocation. That is the rule of this age of Kali or quarrel. It's very, very. The atmosphere is already polluted with corruption of all description, and everyone knows it well. There are so many unwanted literatures full of materialistic ideas of sense gratification. In many countries, there are bodies appointed by the state to detect and censor obscene literature. This means that neither the government nor the responsible leaders of the people, public, want such literature. Yet it is the marketplace because the people want it for sense gratification. But this is not so now. In many countries, people want that. In general, the people in general want to read. That is the natural instinct. But because their minds are polluted, they want such literatures. Under the circumstances, transcendental literature like Srimad Bhagavatam will only diminish the activities of the corrupt mind of the people in general, but also it will supply food for their hankering after reading some interesting literature. In the beginning, they may not like it because one suffering from jaundice is reluctant to take sugar candy. But we should know that sugar candy is the only remedy for jaundice. Similarly, let there be systematic propaganda for popularizing reading of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, which will act like sugar candy for the jaundice like condition of sense gratification. When men have a taste for this literature, the other literatures which are catering poison to the to society will then automatically cease. We are sure, therefore, that everyone in human society will welcome Srimad Bhagavatam, even though it is now presented with so many faults. For it is recommended by such an authority as Sri Narada, who has kindly appeared in this chapter. Wow.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, sorry to disturb you, but I didn't get this sentence. In many countries, there are bodies appointed by the state to detect and censor obscene literature. In what context? Means spiritual level or material level?
Obviously, it is a material level.
Okay. Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, there are countries where they detect. That's like in Dubai. There are so many things which is not to be done. Like they have this so many things to detect and sense, but at the same time, so many other things happen. So Maharaj Prabhupada is writing here, meaning entire body. So it's material sense. Even in spirit, for them, for them everything is which is against to their sense gratification is to be censored. So they have like that in Russia. In Dubai, you can't carry Bhagavad Gita. In nowadays, it is like that. So in that sense, we can see. Yeah, presently it's going on. Yes.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.
Reference Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, Text 11. Okay. I'd like to request some of the devotees to read. Rajiv Yadav, can you read? Is it okay for you to read? No, you can't.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, can you please read?
Okay Prabhu. ISKCON objectives.
Now you can switch off your video.
Similar. May I start Prabhu?
Yes, you can start.
Similar to the seven purpose of ISKCON given above, the Constitution of Association of ISKCON was signed by Srila Prabhupada and four devotees in 1966, yet contain a greater number of objectives in greater detail, and also include a few objectives related to regulatives
No.
principle and the
Prabhuji, Hare
varnashram
Krishna.
system. It
Hare Krishna,
appears
excuse
that
me.
The seven
Prabhuji,
purpose in the later certificates
hello.
of incorporations were
Hare Krishna.
an edited and condensed version of the
Hare
Constitution of
Krishna.
Association.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, you should be mindful of reading the S over there and everything. Maybe you're not habituated to read outside, I suppose, much.
Okay.
You can practice that and you can come back later. Maybe I'll tell you later to read. Okay, no problem.
Okay, Prabhu.
Because no, uh, sorry, yeah.
Okay, okay, no problem, Prabhu.
Yeah. Rupan Prabhu, you can read.
May I
Hare
read?
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Please, Prabhu. Please be mindful of the SS and everything. People just remove seven purpose of ISKCON and all those. So we have to read carefully. Okay. Yeah, you read from first group.
Okay, Prabhuji, I will try.
Yes, Prabhu.
Similar to
Please.
the seven purposes of ISKCON given above, the Constitution of Association of ISKCON was signed by Srila Prabhupada and four devotees in
19.
1966, 66, yet contains a greater number of objectives in greater detail, and also includes a few objectives related to regulative principles and the Varnashram system. It appears that the seven purposes in the later certificate of incorporation were an edited and condensed version of the Constitution of Association, which nonetheless is not redundant. The following largely comprises the Constitution of Association. The objectives for which the society is being established are: one, to educate the greater human society in the techniques of spiritual life as the basis for a balanced psychic and biological development, and thereby achieve for the first time in human society a real peace and unity among the contending forces in the world today. Second, to propagate the sense of Godhead, the all attractive personality of primal and eternal form, as he himself revealed in his own words in the Bhagavad Gita, the holy scripture of the Lord Sri Krishna, the Godhead. Third, to bring together individuals in a society, regardless of the nationality and irrespective of creed or caste, in order to develop a nearness to the Godhead, and thereby the idea that within the members and humanity at large there is an infinitesimal,
No,
infinitesimal,
infinitesimal. Infinitesimal.
infinitesimal,
Mm.
infinitesimal soul spirit that is part and parcel in quality with the Godhead, and that all life is meant for the satisfaction of said Godhead, the Supreme Soul. Fourth, to encourage the teachings of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who demonstrated practically the transcendental process of approaching the absolute personality of Godhead by his acts of congregational chanting of the holy names of God, a process known as Sankirtana. Fifth, to prove by active work and preaching that Lord Shri Krishna is the only enjoyer of all the outcomes of individual and collective sacrifice, penance, meditation, art, culture, and science, because he is the supreme proprietor of the whole universe. Everyone is eternally a part of him. Everyone knows him as a friend. Real peace can be attained when this is realized in fact. Sixth, to assist whenever and wherever possible in the building of a social structure on the real foundation of spiritual progress and establishment of peace and unity between men throughout the world. Seventh, to attempt to save men individually from the chain of victimization. The ongoing trend in modern civilization operates by in the name of ideologies of false sentiment so that man may again be a free soul to act and live freely with spiritual vision. This is possible by individual spiritual initiation, diksha, when a man can see everything in Godhead and Godhead in everything. 8. To further towards realization, this highest truth as revealed by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the six Goswamis, headed by Srila Rup Goswami and Sanatan Goswamis, to have for its objectives among the others, four principles which the Goswamis had in view. They are the following: A. To erect a holy place of transcendental pastimes as well as a place where members of the Lord Sri Krishna can flourish. B. To propagate all over the world in the form of missionaries the process of devotion, the transcendental service to the Godhead, and to make known that the devotional service is the main function
That
of
this
the
that this devotional service, so that this
that this
devotional
devotional service is the main function of the human being. See, in order to accomplish this, to adopt proselytizing methods of peaceful means to establish a broader society of association for all members, including scholars and admirers, to engage in this service as put forth in the Srimad Bhagavatam. D. To install, wherever it is possible, the worship and temple of Radha Krishna and that of Sri Chaitanya, and to give facility to everyone to become trained in the modes of archana or preparatory principle of devotional service. 10. To introduce to the members of the society and humanity at large a simpler and more natural purpose in life by means suitable to a particular place and time. And as enjoined in the Bhagavad Gita 11, to organize educational programs such as classes and lectures, tours, and to institute services such as mailing for the benefit of the members of the society and humanity at large. 12. To publish periodicals, books, and or pamphlets in all important languages in order to reach human society and give an opportunity to same to communicate with the society. 13. To invoke the quality of goodness, particularly in every member of the society, individually by the process of diksha and by establishing one in the status of a brahmana, good and intelligent man, on the basis of truthfulness, knowledge, and faith in the transcendental service of the Lord. 14. Among the secondary objectives of the society, it shall undertake the following activities: A. To revive the scientific system of social orders of classification based on intelligence, martial spirit, productivity, and common assistant, generally known as the four
assistance,
castes.
through common assistance, not assistant, or assistance.
Assistance, common assistance, generally known as the four castes, with reference to the quality and worth for the common cause of the world society. B. To discharge as a matter of course the vitiated system of supremacy of one man over another by false prestige of birthright or vested interests. C. To popularize the vegetable grain diet under approved method in order that full value of protein, carbohydrate, fat, and vitamin benefits may be derived therefrom. D. To discourage intoxicating or addicting habits of all descriptions and dimensions and to expose such persons, thus afflicted, to approved methods of spiritual realization. Synopsis of
Okay,
his.
Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay,
Very.
Prabhu. Let us read the notes. Read. Srila Prabhu, you can read.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Synopsis of ISKCON's teachings. When, in 1969, police in Los Angeles started to harass the devotees Sri Sankirtana, Srila Prabhupada sent a letter to show to police authorities summarizing ISKCON's teachings thus. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is a bona fide religious society strictly following the principles described in the Vedic scriptures and practiced in India for thousands of years. Our basic beliefs are as follows. 1. The absolute truth is contained in all the great scriptures of the world, the Bible, Quran, Torah, etc. However, the oldest known revealed scriptures in existence are the Vedic literatures, most notably the Bhagavad Gita, which is the literal record of God's actual words. 2. God or Krishna is eternal, all knowing, omnipresent, all powerful, and all attractive, the seed giving father of man and all living entities. He is the sustaining energy of all life, nature, and the cosmic situation. 3. Man is actually not his body, but his eternal spirit soul, part and parcel of God, and therefore eternal. 4. That all men are brothers can be practiced only when we realize God as our common ultimate Father. 5. All our actions should be performed as a sacrifice to the Supreme Lord. Quote, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me. Reference 979 Bhagavad Gita 927 text.
one second. This one. The fourth one. That all men are brothers can be practiced only when we realize God as our common ultimate Father. Actually, this is many Christians will accept it because they always say brothers and father, but Islam will never accept this.
Yes, Prabhu.
God for them is not father. God for them is God. That's all. Who called God? So, yes.
Yes. 6. The food that sustains us should always be offered to the Lord before eating. In this way, He becomes the offering, and such eating purifies us. 7. We can, by sincere cultivation of bona fide spiritual science, attain to the state of pure, unending, blissful consciousness, free from anxiety in this very lifetime. 8. The recommended means of attaining the mature stage of love of God in the present age of Kali or quarrel is to chant the holy name of the Lord. The easiest method for most people is to chant the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare.
Our basic mission is to propagate the Sankirtana movement, chanting of the holy names of God. Chanting of the holy names of God all around the world, as was recommended by the incarnation of the Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. People in this age are very reluctant to understand God consciousness because of their unfortunate condition of life. They are working hard day and night simply for sense gratification. But this transcendental vibration of Sankirtana will knock at the door of their hearts for spiritual awakening. Therefore, they should be given the chance for this opportunity. It is not recommended that a Krishna conscious devotee go into seclusion to chant by himself and thereby gain salvation for himself alone. Our duty and religious obligation is to go out into the streets where the people in general can hear the chanting and see the dancing. We have already seen practically how, by this process, many boys and girls of America and Europe have been saved from the immoral practices of this age and have now dedicated their lives to the service of Krishna. It is hoped that the government authorities will cooperate with Sankirtana parties in enabling us to perform Sankirtana on the streets. To do this, it is necessary that we be able to chant the names of Krishna, dance, play the mridanga drum, request donations, request
Donations.
donations, request donations, sell our society's journal, and on occasion, sit down with the mridanga drum. As devotees of Lord Krishna, it is our duty to teach the people how to love God and worship Him in their daily life. This is the aim and destination of human life. Reference 980, letter dated 1st October 1969. Distilling into one paragraph, the crux of all that Srila Prabhupada taught, Kamala Krishna Goswami wrote, the essence of the scripture's teachings may be summarized in a few points. 1. Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead with complete majesty, beauty, wisdom, and power, the basis of the impersonal Brahman described by the Upanishads, the supreme self of the Yoga Sutras, the origin of innumerable expansions and avatars. 2. As individual souls, being one with Krishna in quality but vastly disparate in quantity, we were originally with Krishna, but due to misuse of our free will, have been separated from him since time immemorial. 3. Bhakti Yoga devotional service is the means by which we may revive our eternal, knowledgeable, and ever blissful nature, end the cycle of repeated birth and death, and return home back to Godhead. The entire philosophy may be compressed within the slogan Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva, the inconceivable philosophy of unity in diversity. Reference 981, Kamala Krishna Goswami, a Hare Krishna at Southern Methodist University, page 252 to 253. The ultimate objective, quote, this Krishna consciousness movement is an endeavor to make everyone a pure Vaishnava. Reference 982, lecture dated 16 December 1976. Aim and ambition. In various ways, Srila Prabhupada expressed his motives and aims and those of his movement. Most basically, the Krishna consciousness movement is simply to understand Krishna. Reference 983, lecture dated 12th August 1974. And to act in Krishna consciousness to satisfy Krishna. Our only aim should be to act in Krishna consciousness for the satisfaction of the Lord. Reference 984, Srimad Bhagavatam 4:30-16 purport. This Krishna consciousness movement Its only aim is how to satisfy Krishna. Reference 985, lecture dated 16th August 1974, which involves helping others come to Krishna. Our only motive is how to interest people in Krishna consciousness. Reference 986, letter dated 4th Jan 1977. That is our only ambition, that people may know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. That's all. We have no other business. Reference 987, lecture dated 28th Jan 1975. In other words, to preach, to glorify Krishna, to convince others of his message. Our only aim is to preach Krishna consciousness. Reference 988, lecture 14 May 1969. Our only aim is to spread this Krishna consciousness, spiritual life all over the world. Reference 989, lecture 24th September 1973. That is our mission. This Krishna consciousness movement is that we are simply trying to convince people what Krishna has said. That's all. Reference 990, lecture dated 2nd December 1974. Our only objective is how to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We are writing books, we are publishing magazines, we are preaching, we are going everywhere just to glorify the Supreme Personality, just to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. That is our only business. Reference 991, lecture dated 17th Jan 1971. More comprehensively, our only ambition is to establish that God is one, He is a person, and He is Krishna. And we have to follow what Krishna says. Then our life is successful. Reference 992. Reference 992. Hari Shauri Dasa, Back to Brindavana, page 146. Why did Srila Prabhupada take so much trouble to preach? What did he want from it? We are preaching this movement all over the world. Our only ambition is to place Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Reference 993, lecture 18 November 1972. I have no other motive. I am simply planning how people can be happy. Reference 994, Kamala Krishna Goswami, TKG's Diary, 21 May 1977. We want to see that everyone may accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead and be happy. This is our mission. We have no other ambition. Reference 995, Conversation. Conversation, 16th Jan 1977. Happiness means to love Krishna, and thus this Krishna consciousness movement is simply to teach people how to love Krishna, how to become beloved of Krishna. Reference 996, lecture 27th February 1974. This Krishna consciousness movement means how to become dear to Krishna, how Krishna will love me. Reference 997, lecture 12th May 1974. Ultimately, the aim of this Krishna consciousness movement is to enable us to approach Radha Krishna and associate with the Supreme Lord in his sublime pleasure dance. Reference 998. Manasiksha, purport Songs of the Vaishnava Acharyas.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So, Prabhu Paramatmananda Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Guruji. Pranam, Prabhu.
Please continue, Prabhu.
Cultivation and distribution of love of God. Lord Chaitanya recommended that the greatest achievement of human life is to achieve the grace of the Lord, love of God. He said, Prema Pumartho Mahan. To achieve love of Godhead is the highest perfection of life. Reference 999. Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 23 Chapter, Text number 8, Purport. Prema Prumartho Mahan is derived from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, Chapter 7, Text number 84, and Madhya Lila, Chapter 20, Text number 125. Accordingly, quote, love of God is the highest achievement in our movement, unquote. Reference 1000. Conversation, Summer 1972. With this aim in mind and accepting the motto, quote, preaching is the essence, unquote, Srila Prabhupada repeatedly emphasized Janma Sarthaka Kori Karo Paro Upakar. Make one's own life fulfilled and act to benefit others. Reference 1001. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter number 9, text 41. For full verse, see. His orders to all generations of his followers may thus be summarized, quote, become a Vaishnava and act for the uplift of suffering humanity, unquote. Accordingly, he promoted both personal cultivation and the preaching of Krishna consciousness. As devotee of Krishna, being engaged in the practical work of spreading Krishna consciousness, that is already the highest realization. That's all right. That is our real mission, to deliver the world by preaching Krishna's message to others. But even higher realization. The highest realization is to save oneself. Reference 1002. Letter 9 January 1973. Every one of us who have come to this Krishna consciousness movement is expected to preach in the future and to become a spiritual master. But first of all, you must spiritualize yourself, otherwise, it is useless. Reference 1003. Letter 10 April 1969. A Krishna conscious person should free himself from the clutches of Maya, and he should be also be compassionate to all others suffering in those clutches. The activities of the Krishna consciousness movement are meant not only for oneself but for others also. This is the perfection of Krishna consciousness. One who is interested in his own salvation is not as advanced in Krishna consciousness as one who feels compassion for others and who therefore propagates the Krishna consciousness movement. Such an advanced devotee will never fall down, for Krishna will give him special protection. That is the sum and substance of the Krishna consciousness movement. Everyone is like a play toy in the hands of the illusory energy and is acting as she moves him. One should come to Krishna consciousness to release oneself and also to release others. Reference 1004 Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto 2nd chapter text number 36 and 37 purport. And thus the purpose and activities of the Krishna consciousness movement can be summarized in the following verse. নাচো গাও ভক্ত সঙ্গে করো সংকীর্তন কৃষ্ণ নাম উপদেশী তার সর্বজন. Dance, sing, and perform Sankirtana in association with devotees. Deliver everyone by instructing them in Krishna Nam. Reference 1005. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 7th chapter text number 92 purport. This encompasses both personal cultivation and preaching of Krishna consciousness. Janma Sarthaka Kori Koro Paro Upakar. Reference 1006. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela chapter 9 text number 41 text. Also in the following statement. Simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we can be liberated from all our sins and go to Vaikuntha. This is the essence of the Hare Krishna movement. Reference 1007. Lecture 19 August 1975. This indeed is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give, as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami described, not considering who asked for it and who did not, nor who was fit and who unfit to receive it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the fruit of devotional service. Reference 1008. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela chapter number 9 29 text. Srila Prabhupada commented.
Excuse me. Here it is interesting that not considering who asked for it and who did not, nor who fit or who is unfit to receive it. Patra patra vichar nahi, that is the verse I think. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the fruit of devotional service. It is interesting that here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu distributed the fruit of devotional service. There is 1,008 difference. So 1,008 things.
Yes.
Yeah, somewhat coincidence. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu, read.
Srila Prabhupada commented on this. This is the sum and substance of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtana movement. There is no distinction made between those who are fit and those who are not fit to hear or take part in the Sankirtana movement. It should therefore be preached without discrimination. The only purpose of the preachers of the Sankirtana movement must be to go on preaching without restriction. That is the way in which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced this Sankirtana movement to the world. Reference 1009. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela chapter 9 text number 29 purport. Sum and substance. More sum and substance and similar statements. The eternal occupational duty of the human being is to serve Krishna. জীবেরও স্বরূপ হয় কৃষ্ণেরও নিত্য দাস. Reference 1010 Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela chapter 20 text number 108 text. This is the purport of Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan means Nitya or eternal, and Krishna Das means servant of Krishna. The eternal occupational duty of the human being is to serve Krishna. This is the sum and substance of the Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1011. Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, Chapter 14, Text number 4, Purport. This is the sum and substance of our Krishna consciousness movement. We are simply requesting human society to follow in the footsteps of the teacher of Bhagavad Gita. Follow the instructions of Bhagavad Gita as it is, and your life will be successful. That is the summary of the Krishna consciousness movement. Say, reference 1012. Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th Canto, 1st chapter, text number 16, purport. Since everything is the property of God and all living entities, not only human beings but even animals, birds, plants, and so on, are children of God. Everyone has the right to live at the cost of God with God consciousness. This is the sum and substance of the Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1013. Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 8, text number 20, purport. All the great acharyas strongly recommend that people be given a chance to hear about the Supreme Lord. Then success is assured. The more we cleanse the dirt of material attachment from our hearts, the more we will be attracted by Krishna's name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and activities. These Next page. This is the sum and substance of the Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1014. Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, 18th chapter, text number 11, purport. The real purpose of this movement is to teach people to surrender to Krishna. That's all. That is the sum and substance of this movement. Reference 1015. Lecture 7 April 1971. This Krishna consciousness movement is trying to educate people to give up this bodily concept of life. This is the sum and substance of this movement. Reference 1016, lecture 17 October 1975. The sum and substance of this Krishna consciousness movement is that we are trying to educate the Murhas. Reference 1017. Lecture 1 January 1976. In summary, this is the movement for Paropakar. Reference 1018. Conversation 31st March 1977. Reference 1019. Paropakar, Sanskrit, and Para Bengali mean the same, benefit for others. By following the principles of this movement, one becomes disassociated from material mental concoctions and is established on the original platform of the eternal relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Personality of Godhead as servant and master. This, in summary, is the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1020. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, 1st chapter, text number 42, purport. We simply want to bring people back home, back to Godhead. That is the purpose of our temples, of our books, and our festivals and preachings. Reference 1021. Letter 24 October 1974. Reference 1022. See also the ultimate success. detachment and knowledge. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu definitely stated that Krishna consciousness involves Vairagya Vidya, detachment from everything that does not help develop Krishna consciousness and knowledge. Reference 1023. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 6, text number 254. Text. And Srila Prabhupada several times iterated this point. In fact, Srila Prabhupada summarized the purpose of Krishna consciousness movement in these terms. The whole Krishna consciousness movement is on the basis of Vishaya Charya, giving up sense gratification. Reference 1024, lecture 17 September 1975. This Krishna consciousness movement means Vairagya Vidya, to become distasteful to this material world. Reference 1025. Lecture 13 January 1977. The Krishna consciousness movement is a movement of Bhakti Yoga, Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga. By following the principles of this movement, one becomes disassociated from material mental concoctions and is established on the original platform of the eternal relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Personality of Godhead as servant and master. This, in summary, is the purpose of the Krishna consciousness movement. Reference 1026. Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th Canto, Chapter 1, text number 42, purport.
Okay, Prabhu, you. So time is up, and we will stop here reading session. But if devotees want to ask something or say something, they are free to do so. Unmute their mics and they can speak.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, in here, where the objectives, in the letter that Prabhupada has written and given to the devotees, where police was harassing.
Okay. That Los Angeles.
Here, the point one is the absolute truth is contained in all the great scriptures of the world. The Bible, Quran, Torah, etc.
Yeah. That actually many devotees, many people, outside people, when they read this, they become turned off somehow. They don't like this. Yes, this one, this particular thing, this one, Bible, Quran. Yes. Here, okay. What is the question?
The question is because because on this basis now we see what is happening in ISKCON is many interfaith seminars are being held and opportunities is being granted to other people's faith peoples of other faiths to interact with ISKCON devotees and present their viewpoint. And many times basically from Srimad Bhagavatam what we see he these are categorized as upadharma.
Yes.
which is also a kind of cheating religion.
Cheating religion. Yes.
So
Bhaktivedanta Thakur's famous quote is there. পৃথিবীতে যত ধর্ম নামে চলে ভাগবত কহে পরিপূর্ণ ছলে. So whatever is going on all over the world in the name of religion, Bhagavata considers Bhagavatam, according to Bhagavatam, it's all a cheating religion. It's all cheating. Chal kapat. Yes. Yes, Prabhu.
sometimes here I can understand that Srila Prabhupada is stating this because he is preaching in an alien country, and
No, it is not the point. See, this statement of Prabhupada giving absolutely is contained in, and that one is not to tell that because Prabhupada is preaching in United States or somewhere in the alien country than in India. In India also, this is the problem. Jules said it. So the thing is, here Prabhupada is speaking about the principles. See, anybody for that matter, if he is whatever may be the, it may be a Malachar religion, or it may be a Vedic religion, or it may be pseudo Vedic religion, or whatever it may be, uh, we we speak according to. See, if you are speaking about God, whatever may be the religion you follow, but it should develop love of God. That is what Prabhupada said. So here, Prabhupada, even though he writes that absolute truth is contained in all scriptures of the Bible, Quran, Torah, and all those things. However, here he justifies it by writing that oldest scripture is this one, and which is the literal record of actual God's words. So we should not be bewildered thinking that, okay, of course, devotees might take it in a different way by going to interfaith conference, but Prabhupada never encouraged going to interfaith conferences, which is no use. Prabhupada never went to any interfaith conference. Prabhupada went. See, the thing is that this is this is this is a very big debate, and whether we should go or not, and even if we go, how to present that absolute truth in a way that it is accepted by everybody. So actually, it is not wrong to attend, but the thing is that the way you present it is more important. So anyhow, everybody who reads Prabhupada's books, even though he may be, anything for that matter, but they know that these all missions, whatever they do, is all interfaith conference is all barking of dogs, various barking of dogs. That's why there is no use for interfaith conferences. But Prabhupada is writing the principle over here. That is what we should understand. Bible, Quran, or Torah, or whatever may be the scripture, if they are accepting God, okay, if you are accepting Bible, okay, chant the name of Jehovah. If you are accepting Quran, okay, chant the name of Allah. So at least they try to encourage in that way. Pure devotee tries to encourage in that way so that they get purified. They get purified or not, that is secondary. But that is the way pure devotees preach. They will, but ultimately, if you see, they are not preaching about Bible or Quran or Torah. They're preaching about Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So the absolute truth can be known only through Bhagavatam. Advaita Jnana is through Bhagavatam. There's no other scripture. That's all. Ultimately, we know, but when it comes to the society, when it comes to the representing the whole mass of people who are having different faiths and all those things, it's not a political message. It is the way you should write. But then when they come inside, speak according to what Bhagavatam is writing. Yes.
thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
There's nothing to get turned off or anything like that. Or now we will say Bible, Quran, Torah, and Bhagavad Gita are all the same. We should never say like that. Or better me if we give a lecture, we may say that is okay. But nowadays there are so many Hindutvavadis, there's so many radical Hindus. They choose, pick and cherry pick certain instances. At least in Telugu they are there. At least in Telugu, in Telangana, in Andhra they are there. Some people, those who are very radical Hindus, they pick from ISKCON Bhagavad Gita. They say that how Prabhupada is writing about Muhammad and all those things. Prabhupada is stating the principle. If you are God, okay, they are not going to consider that is a details thing. They are not into details. They are saying that, okay, if you are chanting the holy name of the Lord, you can chant the name of Allah also. What said that? But he never encouraged. You should see whether he encouraged or not. Chanting the name of Allah or Jesus or anything like that. No, we also, some people say that you should not go to, you can distribute books anywhere, but you should not go to Sai Baba temple. Why we should not go to Sai Baba temple to distribute books? We should go to Sai Baba temple to distribute books. So that they can come out of Sai Baba and then worship Krishna. Then just like we go to Christian, just like this marathon, what we are doing, tomorrow is Christmas. And so many people, they want to give gifts and they want to spend money a lot. And we want to, Prabhupada encouraged devotees to distribute so many books on Christmas Day. The four, like, this is the weekdays and the weekends. Prabhupada wanted to distribute more and books. So by going there, by attending this one, we are not encouraging people to attend more and more Christmas or worship Jesus. No. We are trying to take the opportunity to distribute our books. By going to Sai Baba temple and putting a stall and distributing Bhagavad Gita, we are not promoting Bhagavad Gita. We are promoting Krishna consciousness. Some people have this, some devotees have this misunderstanding. They even tell to devotees not to distribute books in Sai Baba temple or anything anywhere like that. We are going in the trains. Are we telling people to make many trains? We are distributing books in Shiva temple for that matter. Okay. We are telling people to worship Shiva? No. We are telling people to distribute, we are telling people to read Bhagavad Gita. So that's an opportunity. There's so many ways we can distribute. There are millions of ways, not just people can distribute so many books. Every opportunity should be taken care. Just like Bhadra Purnima, every day we can distribute millions of Bhagavatams, millions of every day, every opportunity. Every day, the Prabhupada said, the spiritual world is the Nitya Mahotsav. So that means I can give millions of festivals every day. So you can celebrate. So every day we can distribute so many books. Every day some other festival is there in Vedic scriptures. If you see, every 15 days, every 11th day is Ekadasi. And Ekadashi is, Vishnu's favorite day. So we can make every Ekadashi a big festival for distributing books, for chanting holy names. Some temples are doing. So it's like that. It's taking opportunity. We are not spreading Ekadashi Mahatmya over there. We don't distribute Ekad Mahatmya. It's Karmakanda process. But we are trying to take that opportunity to distribute books. So Prabhupada is taking the opportunity to tell those police authorities that we are preaching absolute truth, which is contained in Bible, Quran, and Torah. So you accept us also. But Prabhupada is not living just like that. He is writing further also. So we should not just leave here. You again read here. Tell them to read. If somebody comes and tells you that, oh, why Prabhupada's books contains about Muhammad. Last time also, there are so many acharyas like Muhammad. Who is Muhammad? He's Muhammad. He's a mad fellow. But it's a principle. If somebody hears this, record, then they may keep behind me. So, but this is, we don't accept or anything of their teachings. Hare Krishna. Anybody wants to say something or ask? Okay, so we'll stop here and we will meet tomorrow the same time. Till then, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. परम पूज्य भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज की जय। मूल मिशन की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
प्रणाम।